everyone, and thank you for joining us here for the intro to our Broken Knock podcast. I am one of your hosts, Chris DePerna, joined with one of my hunting buddies here that's going to be hunting Ohio and Illinois with me, and Pennsylvania too. He probably doesn't know it yet, but he's going to. Mr. Ken Reese.
Yep. Hi, everybody.
And also our other co-host that we have here with us, my lovely oldest daughter. I only have one oldest daughter. And Ken's side chick, Mrs.
2 year
Megan
side chick.
DeBerna.
My 2 year side chick.
So all you guys out there, just letting you know right up front, she's taken.
Yeah, she's taken.
Sorry, guys. So if you were only on here for this, I guess.
I will
Oh
go.
man, we just lost some listeners.
Oh, I know.
So,
already.
this here is the Broken Knock podcast. We just kind of wanted to put this little intro together to let you guys know a couple things, who we are, what we're about, what we plan to do with Broken Knock Productions and the Broken Knock podcast.
Yep.
And also talk to you about, our main headline sponsor. So, I'd say before we get into us and, what we're about and what we're looking to do and what we want to bring our listeners, the first thing I think I want to do is just announce the fact that we have a very good sponsor.
Yes, we do. Very fortunate.
One thing I'm going to say right up front, I mean, for us and, this sponsor, they approached us and it's a sponsor we believe in. It's a sponsor that we have used for years. And it was pretty cool that they reached out, saw that we were going to do this, and said, hey, we want to be part of it. So without further ado, we want to announce that this podcast will be headline sponsored by Toyota of Greensburg.
Yes, it will.
Toyota of Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Man, fantastic people.
Oh, it's great.
Brian Moore, you can't miss him. I mean, the guy's huge.
No.
Can't miss him if you go there.
Nope.
And then Ryan Halderman, other end of the spectrum. Can't miss him because he's the little guy.
No, right.
You
and
won't
I just
miss
dealt
him.
with him.
But I mean, awesome guys. I mean, I just thought it was so cool when you and Megan the other day, you sat down and you were, doing the mic checks here and testing things out and put that tiny little 1 minute skit out there. And, and I mean, it wasn't long after my phone goes off and we know you're doing something and we want to be part of it.
Right.
And that's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
And even today, I had to go up there to, get my loaner car since my, I hate to talk about it, but my 24 Pro has got to go in and get the rear bumper fixed. Wasn't my fault, I will say that. But, I mean, it's just so cool to walk in there. Brian's there, I'm talking to him, and he's like, hey, man, love what you're doing. I know you can, really excel at this. And so it's awesome. And so we want to thank Toyota of Greensburg.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
Brian Moore, Ryan Halderman.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Yep.
Honestly, even, just from a friendship standpoint, you've done a lot for us. I mean, those of you who know me know that I've been running, Toyota vehicles for quite some time now, as well as my wife does. Megan, when Megan moved back here to Pennsylvania, we got her into a Toyota.
You needed a 4-wheel drive car. You had a little 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, well,
Cherokee.
The South, you don't need 4-wheel drive. So,
No.
That's somewhere you can buy a 2-wheel drive Jeep and be just A-okay, but it did not do well here.
They look
in
at
Not
you
up
weird
here
way
in
up
this
here.
Badass state of Pennsylvania. You got to have that 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, I mean, both of Megan's sisters, and then obviously Ken.
I jumped back into the game. Had an old 2015 Tacoma, ran that thing for almost 150,000, and had a Ram for a few years, and things weren't working out with that Ram. Was in the shop, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Ryan a call. Shot him a text. Hey, buddy, I want to get moved into a Tundra, get back in the Toyota game, and he helped me right out.
Yeah, that's the thing with them is that they'll take care of you.
Yeah.
I was going to say, they treat,
they're family.
Yeah, they treat you like family.
I was up there first thing, Mom and I walked in there today, and Tammy's in the back. She saw us, and hey.
I was going to say, we can't forget about Tammy.
No, Tammy asked, so were you supposed to get a certain kind of drink for your mom or something?
A smoothie.
See?
And Tammy knows.
Tammy in finance. Didn't forget about that.
She's holding you to it.
She's like, hey.
She will.
Yep.
She's holding you to that. And she asked her, she's like, did you get that drink from your daughter? And if you didn't, I will tell you this, your mother stuck up for you, as always. Sticks up for you and your sisters.
That's good.
So
us girls got to stick together.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we just wanted to, first off, before we went any further, let everybody know that we appreciate Toyota of Greensburg.
We do.
We appreciate Brian Moore. We appreciate Ryan Halderman. We appreciate everything that dealership is about, what they do for us. I know that they're outdoorsmen, outdoors women.
They sure are. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you again, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We just wanted to put that out there first. So Toyota Greensburg, thank you. Yep. And if there's anyone out there listening, and hopefully there is, if you're looking for a vehicle, even if Toyota was not on your list, honestly, do yourself a favor and at least stop in Toyota Greensburg.
Yeah.
Take a look at the Toyotas. They got something for everybody, from the Camrys, to having the Highlanders. They have the full-size Tundras like myself. I got a 24 Tundra now. Ken has a 24
I just
Tundra.
got a 24 Tundra.
Ken's is pretty badass. It's got that 3-inch lift on
factory
it.
Factory TRD, 3-inch lift.
And that's another thing they'll do for you, factory lifts.
Yep.
Like Megan has the Tacoma, her sister has the Tacoma, her other sister has a RAV4. There's something for everybody. So do yourself a favor. Stop in Toyota Greensburg. At least take a look at the Toyotas, and I promise you, if you are somewhat interested in one, Brian Moore and Ryan Halderman will take care of you.
They will.
Absolutely.
They absolutely will.
So.
When I was looking at my truck and Ryan was like, hey, we can take a look and see what's coming down the line. Even if you're set on a certain brand, a certain style, let me know. I'll see what's coming down the line. We'll keep an eye out for you. We don't need anything from you to lock anything in. We trust your guys' word. So they're, it's like dealing with family members and just working as a family and really, lifelong friendship. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And even like with my Tacoma, I was waiting on one, and then the one that I'm driving now popped up, and they called me and were like, if you want to come get it right now, you can.
Right.
And that wasn't supposed to be mine, but they knew how badly I wanted one sooner, because I was about to be walking to work every day because my Jeep wasn't going to make it. And they got me in one faster than I expected, and it was great. I mean, I walked in the dealership that day. I felt like a celebrity. It was the only time I've never been, it's nerve-wracking to go to a dealership, especially as a girl, and have everything ready for me to sign. It was just the easiest, least stressful process I've ever been. And even knowing that I'm coming up on the beginning of next year, probably just getting another Tacoma again.
The new ones are coming.
I know.
Yeah,
I was looking at one already.
Those new ones are coming. So,
but
you never know. Trail Hunter.
Yeah, follow Ryan on Facebook. He posts them pictures up. I'll tell you that.
But I'm not even nervous about the fact that I have to go through it, the car buying or leasing process anytime soon.
Right, because they make it so easy.
Yeah.
They do. It's not just for us. They do that for everyone. They treat everyone good. So that's, hats off to them for that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
so moving on.
Yeah.
The Broken Knock podcast. I mean, this is Broken Knock Productions. We come up with the name for Broken Knock Productions, Broken Knock Podcast.
Yep.
This is a takeoff of my business.
Right. Creek Archery.
Creek Outdoors LLC.
Mm-hmm.
Megan and Ken, you guys, we just, bullshitting and said, hey, what can we do to have some fun and kind of, compare notes, I guess, off of our different levels. And this all stemmed from wanting to get Megan involved in the outdoors. And, so we were at 3 different levels of
experiences.
Outdoor
experience.
We have
hunting experience.
How long you been hunting now, Ken?
Since I was 12, my dad took me out. I wish I could have started at 8, but so 12. I'm 35, so we're 20, almost 23 years.
15, 19.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, so you've been putting a lot of years in, and then myself, I mean, a lot of you know me from owning Creek Archery, and before that, I used to come here as a customer. So I've been I've been coming here since Megan was in diapers, and hopefully. She doesn't still wear diapers, does she?
I don't know. I gotta keep that a secret still. I'm not allowed. She doesn't. She told me I can't tell anybody.
No, since Megan, I mean,
for it
I can remember bringing her here in her little car seat and shoot my bow out there on the range, and
me and Mom just being stranded in the car in the parking lot forever.
No, not me. I'd never do that. But no, it was cool, and so what this Broken Knock productions and podcasts for us is all about, was just spending some time together, wanting to put it out there for, for our listeners and viewers, and that just our different aspects. And we're hoping that we can get people involved that are seasoned hunters. I'll be 51 this year, and I've been hunting for quite some time, and I don't know everything. I've done good. I've gotten lucky at times, and and I have filmed before in the past a little bit, and I did that all on a solo level. Working with my good buddy Steve Rocco, and trying to get some stuff for him, and the solo filming stuff is hard. But when you guys had talked to me and said, hey, we think we want to learn and get into something, and I was like, hey, let's do it. Why not? So I think, just to let everybody know from an audio and video standpoint, we're gonna put out some podcasts. We're gonna videotape all of our podcasts, which will be on YouTube. All this stuff will be Spotify, Apple, Buzzsprout. We're gonna put it out there for everyone. You'll be able to either listen or view, or hopefully both. But it's not going to just be podcasts for us. We are going to do podcasts. The one cool thing about the podcast, I think we got a lot of good people already lined up.
We do.
We're going to talk with.
Yep.
And we want to make it interesting. There's a lot of podcasts out there, and you hear a lot about how to make scrapes, and obviously this is a hunting podcast, and leeward hillsides of where deer hang out and all that, and I'm sure that stuff's going to come up, but that's not all we want to talk about. It's going to be geared towards the hunting outdoor industry. But without giving anything away, I think we got some interesting people lined up. For our first few podcasts, I truly think it's stuff people are going to want to listen to.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
They're not like no-name people. Like, they're interesting people
Yeah,
that people are going to want to listen to as well.
They've got different skill sets. They're in the different, the little quirks and things that we're not.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They have their own niche of what they do, and what's cool is and some of them, I've known a little bit longer than you two have, but I'm friends with these people, and I know, for the most part, kind of with some of them anyhow, where they started. And I think it's going to be cool. The what we're going to bring to the table. Pardon the pun there, but I think what we're going to bring to the table with our guests, for our listeners, is some interesting stuff. I really believe that. So time will tell, but so there's going to be the podcast side of it, and then we're also going to do being that Creek Archery is partnered, as this is our podcast. We'll have our technicians and that involved. They might not know that yet, but they're
I was going to say, does Dean and Walt know they have to
Dean
talk?
and Walt will be. They'll probably get informed when they watch this. But they're two great guys that that do a lot for us from the tuning aspect of our bows, and I also say we have some other good guys here. With Mikey,
guys that help out,
and Doug and
Jeremy stopping in,
Jeremy and these
out,
guys, they help out, but. Using their expertise on the different levels of things that they do for us. And we're going to do some product reviews. So we want to get them involved. And with that said, if any of our listeners are out there, viewers, if there's any products that you would like to see some reviews on, let us know. Reach out to us on our social media. I can promise you we're going to look at every single one of them. I know it can be time consuming at times, but I promise you we will look at them all. We will see them all. We will answer them all. And if there's anything out there that we're getting, guys saying, hey, I'd really like to know about this, or how's this bow, how's this shoot. And as us being, a dealer for all the different brands that we are,
we shoot
every year, man, we're going to be bringing in new stuff. So we're going to have plenty of stuff for people to want to know about. So that's the second aspect of it, just, the podcast and then the product review. But also, the third thing about it is going to be the videoing. Like I said, I did it before on the level of my just the self-filming, which was cool, but kind of got a little aggravating for me. But now with you two guys involved, I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be fun. There's like I said, with you and I can being
Illinois
on the Ohio lease together, the Illinois hunting. And then also the stuff we're going to be doing in Pennsylvania as well. It's going to be cool to be able to partner up and take turns and film some of those hunts too. So not everything's going to be, I'll say this now, we're not going to be constantly running a camera when we're out there. It's but we do want to get that content and get it out there for you guys. I mean, you two guys got an elk hunt planned for next year.
We
So
have one planned for 2025.
so,
we'll have a camera out there.
Yeah, so
we already got lapel microphones we're going to be messing with. That way we're all prepared. And
I have a countdown on my phone. I'm
She
ready.
does.
that's awesome. And that's the thing. So
500 some days.
Yeah.
So we got the podcast that we're going to be doing with this. We got the product reviews that we're going to be putting in front of people, and then also our hunts. And I'm hoping that we can, get lucky and have some good hunts. And I think we will. I mean, we're hunting some great properties.
We are.
So I'm looking
quality.
forward to that. But I want to say the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to with this whole thing and what drew me into, other than the fact that I love you guys, is the fact that Megan has never hunted before.
No, she hasn't.
Megan
She
has
sat
just
with me one day.
I haven't
introduced
even.
into
I mean,
the outdoors.
if you want to consider when I was how little in the yard growing up, you had me shooting that little bow. I've shot a bow when I was probably 5 or 6.
Yeah,
it was like a little stick bow. So I've really not even. I wouldn't even consider that I've shot a bow before. But when I met him, he was. He brought it up that it would be cool if I started shooting.
Yeah.
But I'm an anxious being, so the thought.
So see, it's a good thing that I kind of gave you a part-time job as a cashier in the Creek archery shop.
That's how we met.
So
well, I was gonna say So moving back here, I did not start working at the family biz because I had an interest in archery. It was just because it was going to take up time and gave me something else to do as a part-time. But I had zero interest in anything to do with any of it. If people asked me questions, I would be like, do not ask me. I don't know anything. And then, he stumbled in and I met him. And
she saw me and said, wow, I can't let him walk out.
What? I did.
Well, I would agree with that as long as you were spending money.
But
I was.
After
True, I'll give you that.
After a few months of just listening to YouTube videos nonstop in the background about everything you can think of hunting, watching reviews on clothing and mechanical broadheads versus fixed broadheads, and you name it. Oh my God, video after video. At first, I was just like, "Is this thing? I'm just gonna." Just let it. But then I started realizing that I was listening to it, and people would come into the shop and ask a question, and nobody else was around, and I could actually answer it because I heard it on a YouTube video. So then I was kind of proud of myself.
Right, absolutely, as you should be.
That I could answer somebody's question, and I wasn't just like the pretty little blonde girl behind the counter that didn't have anything to say.
Right.
But I still just did not have the balls to go in the back with guys that I knew and ask them to get me set up for a bow and Mom has had one sitting there forever that is brand new that I could have shot.
Which will be set up this year.
Yeah, but he was on me nonstop, and I'm like, and I kept pushing it off, and it was honestly because I was just too nervous to go back there, and I didn't want to look stupid.
Right, and then that's understandable, and that's a lot of times I have that talk with new customers. Some of them they just feel like, I don't know if I want to do this, or they will want to do it, but just not in front of anybody else. And the one thing I've learned about the archery industry as a whole is, it's just a helpful, sometimes industries can get a bad rap, and people thinking that they're better at this or better at that, but I can speak for this shop and for the people we know here and that. I mean, we're here to help everybody. And I tell her, I got a famous line. I've probably said it a million times, but I tell everybody, and trust me, there's nothing you can do here that hasn't happened. There are tons of holes in my ceiling on the range.
There sure are.
There's tons of holes in the walls on my range. I mean, it's happened. So we're here to get, the goal is to get people in. And that's why I'm so excited about that part of this journey for us is, you being that new archer, Ken being that guy that's been at it for, that 19, 20-year range, and then myself at, over 30, kind of giving my age away here now. But we have different levels of, what we know and learn and what we can bring to, the viewers.
Right.
And I think collectively the three of us, can help, anybody that might have any questions, or just kind of hopefully get anybody out there at any different ages to say, yeah, it's not too late to get in. I'm sure you got some gun hunters out there that might be older guys that just gun hunt and are thinking, hey, do I want to get into bow hunting? Heck yeah, you do. I mean, there's tons of reasons to get into it, and Megan, I'm hoping that with you being that 100% green, and we're going to be filming your bow setup.
Yes, we are.
We're going to be filming every aspect of what's going on. Like we're going to listen. The day's coming. We're going to film your first hunt, your first kill on film,
Absolutely.
And when I did that for your sister, I damn near jumped out of the tree stand whenever she killed him. It was awesome. So I'm looking forward to this because I got that opportunity with your two sisters when they hunted, and I know when you were younger and that wasn't your thing, and then you moved away, and then you come back, and now, I'm blessed to say that, meeting, Mr. Reese here.
Likewise.
It's kind of, it's given me the opportunity to hunt again with my little girl that I never got. And I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be cool. So we're going to do that. And I'm hoping everybody out there will follow along with that journey as we videotape this. And as we talk about it, a little bit before every podcast, just to kind of let everybody know where we're at. So I think it's going to be an awesome thing.
And
Absolutely.
I hope that even like just people seeing or hearing that it's not that scary to get set up and get a bow. Like within a couple minutes, like the first time I finally found a weight that I could draw back and was actually able to shoot, like I was hooked the second I let that arrow go. I was like, oh, this is actually really fun.
Yeah.
And then
it is.
ordered the coolest colored Elite Allure bow that I am very, very impatiently waiting to come in. But if I can just get, one person to think like, well, that have been maybe thinking about it, but haven't because they're too scared or nervous about going into a shop to if I could get one person, that would be amazing. And it's not like I'm doing anything groundbreaking. There's plenty of fantastic women in the industry that are much more well-known than I am. But I mean, you can sometimes look at those people that are more well-known and be like, oh, well, like they do this every day. It's not scary to them. So me, who's nobody.
Yeah, but the thing to keep in mind is every single one of them, including me, Ken, everybody, all started as a newbie.
Yeah.
My dad made, I remember I got my first bow. My dad, I didn't have a target. And my dad filled up a box full of magazines. And I just shot at that box all day long.
Bet that was easy to get the arrows out.
Yeah. Stopped them. It was super easy to get them.
Damn right it was. No, that's awesome. And that's the thing is like this sport needs to grow. We need to get, more people into it. Men, women, children. Yeah. I know we do see a lot of children. I feel like we see a lot of women here. We have a lot of women shooters.
Was it this past Saturday?
Yeah.
I remember her name. She was in here getting set up. Yeah. That lady that was in here. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see that. And that's what we want to continue to do. And that's kind of what we want to do with this journey is just put that out there in front of everybody. And, like I said, bullshit sessions and make it interesting. Yeah. And I'm excited about some of the new stuff that we're going to have happening. I'm excited about the guests that we're going to have on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know there's going to be some funny shit said. I already know just with some of the people that we're going to be bringing to you.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that it will be entertaining. I think it'll be inspirational at times, and
I think it's important.
And I think it'll be educational,
relatable, and realistic
100%.
too. Yeah. You can't be a dry podcast, and you can't be too educational where you're going to lose somebody. So that was like when we talked about this. I think the most important thing is to be realistic.
Yeah, I'm not here to be anybody's history teacher.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody, I don't know if some people aren't watching, we all have glasses of bourbon here that we're sipping on too. So no, I mean, it's got to be a laid-back atmosphere. And, I know one of our guests already that I asked him to do it. And he's like, heck yeah. He said, I'll be there with the icy light. So, So, I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. It's, we just want our listeners to feel like they're sitting right here with us and they're part of it. And that's what we're going to do. So. And that's why we're filming it too.
Sitting here right. With us, at least.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe one day out front of the studio might be full of a bunch of chairs with people heckling us and asking some questions. You never know what we might do with it. I'm all about having fun. I mean, all about that. So again, excited. I don't want to be too long-winded on this. This is just kind of our intro to let people know who we are, what we're about, what we're going to do. And obviously we're going to do it in Toyota trucks.
Oh yeah.
But
get some nice pictures out with them trucks too. We'll get some content. They'll be in our content.
Yeah, we're going to take care of them. They take care of us, always have. So
Yeah.
everybody out there listening, watching, we are going to put this on our YouTube.
Yes.
So I'm not sure where all this one will end up first. This one will definitely be on our YouTube. We'll probably put some short clips of it on our social media.
We'll have shorts on.
But then the actual podcast will make it out to Apple and Spotify.
Oh, yeah. Apple, Spotify.
Buzzsprout.
All the major.
Whatever else. All the major
Yep.
contributors to podcasting and videoing. So, so again, we want to thank everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
We hope that we kind of explained to you a little bit about us and what we're going to do with the things we're going to do here. And we hope you want to follow along and join along with us. And
hopefully you're still interested.
Yeah.
After this.
If we rambled on a little bit too long, we're sorry about that. But we just wanted to get the information out there. And I can promise you that our first, 3 for sure podcasts that we got lined up are going to be some good ones. And it's going to interest anybody that is in the hunting industry, especially the bow hunting industry.
Absolutely.
It's really going to interest you guys. So we're looking forward to it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you two guys for bringing us up to me and saying, hey, let's work together and do something.
Yeah, we bullshit all the time.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So why not do it in front of a microphone? I got a fly flying in front of me.
It's our first guest.
It's our first guest.
Look at that.
And you just killed our first guest.
Yeah, I know. God damn it. It's
Well,
like
hey,
early
guys.
season in archery.
Thank you.
Mosquitoes buzzing in front of your face.
Broken Knock Podcast,
cheers.
Broken Knock
Little
Productions,
cheers.
brought to you by Creek Outdoors, Creek Archery, and of course our headline sponsor, Toyota
Absolutely.
Greensburg,
Toyota Greensburg.
Brian Moore, Ryan Halderman.
Yep.
Thank you,
And Tammy.
gentlemen, and Tammy.
And Tammy.
And we will see you guys and talk to you guys on our #1 first podcast that will be coming at you soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take care.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. See ya.